Hello students, welcome back to the history class. So in our previous video we discussed regarding the political and the socio-religious causes for the 1857 war, the first war of Indian independence. So we'll continue in today's video. We'll be discussing regarding the economic causes. The first point under economic causes is exploitation of the economic resources of India. So how the Indian economy is being exploited by the Britishers. The British exploited the Indian resources and enriched themselves at the cost of the Indians. Okay, it means with the wealth that they have looted from India, they have used it for their own and they became rich. Okay, all the trade and commerce had gone into the hands of the English, and as a result Indian industries suffered a setback while they carried away India's wealth to their country. Okay, they exported the cotton, silk at a cheaper rate to England. Okay, and also they forced the Indian farmers to grow indigo and tea, and the Indians had to accept ready-made British goods. Okay, so they had taken the raw materials from India and they made it as a finished product and once again brought back those goods to the Indian market and they sold it. Okay, and Indian products had high import duties in England. So when the Indian products are imported, they had to pay a huge taxes for it. The Indian handmade products also had a heavy competition with the machine made products by the Britishers that has been imported to Indian market. So due to this, even they faced the problem of unemployment also. Okay. The next point is drain of wealth. After the Battle of Plassey, that is in the year 1757, the Battle of Plassey was fought between the Britishers and the Nawab of Bengal, Sirajud-Dowla. Okay, so after this battle, the British stopped bringing gold to India. Rather, they have exported the raw materials to the England. Okay, and the raw materials were looted from Bengal and they started imposing the heavy taxes on the imported goods. Okay, the transfer of wealth from India to England is called as drain of wealth. So we'll move on to the next point, that is decay of cottage industries and the handicrafts. Okay, so heavy duties killed Indian cottage industries and the handicrafts. So there was a sudden and a quick collapse of Indian handicrafts and also the cottage industries that led to the impoverishment of the craftsmen. Impoverishment means they didn't have much income out of this cottage industries. The British policy of exporting the raw materials from India to the England also causing harm to the Indian handicrafts and the cottage industries. Okay, so important industrial towns like Dhaka and Surat were being declined, and due to this many lost their income, many lost their employment opportunity also. Next we'll go for the fourth point, that is the growing unemployment. Okay, so what are the reasons for this unemployment problems among the Indians? So one reason we have already discussed is regarding the decreasing of the cottage industries, okay, and the handicrafts. Okay, so for this we can also include the annexations. Okay, annexation of the kingdoms. So when a particular kingdom has been annexed by the Britishers, so the people who were working under the civil and the military field, okay, so the civil and the military officers will be losing their jobs. Okay, so many pensioners lost their pension, but the English offered them no alternative employment. Okay, so all these people who were under the rule of the kings. Okay, so when these kingdoms were annexed by the Britishers, those people were also unemployed. Okay, so some people had even starved, okay, without any food when they were deprived of their means of livelihood. So all these people became enemies of the Britishers. Next, we'll see the inhuman treatment of indigo cultivators. So the farmers didn't have any freedom to grow the crops of their own. Rather, they had to grow the crops that is being said by the British. The next point is regarding the poverty and famine. So the English did nothing to encourage the trade and industry in India. It led to poverty among the masses. If they don't have the employment, if they don't earn anything, if they don't have any income, so they will be having nothing. Okay, naturally it will lead to poverty. So famine broke out frequently, and they realized how difficult to lead their life. So along with poverty there was famine also. Okay, so famine means it's drought. Without rainfall the farmers suffered a lot. Poverty and famine spread discontent among the Indians. They thought that their condition could be improved only when the English leave India. They became desperate and they wanted to join the uprising in the hope of improving their condition. So they had given the support to the soldiers who were against the Britishers. Next point is decline of landed aristocracy. Okay, so here the word aristocracy refers to the highest class. Okay, so you can say the nobles who have a supreme position in the society. Okay, so here even these jagirdars and the zamindars will come into the aristocratic family. Okay, and these jagirdars and the zamindars were also dissatisfied by the Britishers. Why? Because the resumption of tax-free land and confiscation of zagirs caused this dissatisfaction among the zagirdars and the zamindars. Okay, so jagirdars were having the land that was gifted by the kings. Okay, and those lands were not being under the tax system. They were not paying any taxes for those lands. Okay, so since it was a gifted land, okay, even zamindars landowners were not paying any taxes. But whereas the Britishers started taking away the zagirs, okay, confiscated the land from the zagirdars, and zamindars were also forced to pay the taxes. Okay, so Lord William Bentinck had attached several jagirs in Bengal. So there were many jagirdars who had lost their lands in Bengal. Okay, he also assumed the tax-free lands. So whatever the land which is not under the control, which were not under the tax system, so those lands have been confiscated by the Britishers. So it caused a widespread resentment or dissatisfaction among the aristocratic family. The landowners were dissatisfied and they started giving their support against the Britishers. Okay, so thousands of jagirs and the zamindars joined hand with the Indians who were against the British. Okay, so these are the some of the economic causes that led to the first war of Indian independence 1857. Go through the video. If you have any clarifications you can ask me. Thank you.